This is part two of this woman's video. If you recall, on part one was when she was regretting divorcing her husband, because back then when she was 22, she did not want to become a wife, did not want to be a mother, and she divorced her husband to become a city girl. And then she found herself in a relationship of 7.5 years with this man who did not want to have kids and who did not want to get married. After dumping her at age 39, she realized that it is very late, and she realized that she was afraid that she might die alone. She has some hopes that she still can find a man at this late in her life, and she can still have kids, raising children at age 60. That was pretty much part one. On this part two, she's talking about feminism, because in the comment section, someone called her a feminist. She tried to defend herself, saying that she's not a feminist. But is she or is she not a feminist? Let's check the video out.
I got all these horrible comments from men telling me I had missed my chance and that I, was a stupid feminist who was focused on myself, which I thought was interesting because, like I said, I don't consider myself a feminist at all.
Really?
I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. Women can have the great career and have the kids that they like and change the tires and do this. I mean, I grew up thinking, and men are great, but I can do all the same things.
In other words, I don't need a man. This is the kind of belief that she had. As she said, she was constantly fed all of this idea that she can do everything that a man can do, that she can, later on if she chooses, she can have a family whenever she wants. And she grew up listening to all of the things since she was a little girl. She was being fed constantly all of these ideas. And you tell me if the belief that she had, that she explained, it's not a belief of a feminist.
I do feel in many ways betrayed by that line of thinking.
Now that you are 39, you do feel betrayed by that line of thinking. But did you feel betrayed by that line of thinking when you were 20? She was adopting it. She was embracing it. And I am so willing to bet money that she was even promoting it back in the day and encouraging other women to do it. Go ahead, queen. Let's go and slay together. Let's go ahead and do it all, right? We can do it all. We don't need a man. Now that she is hitting this wall, now she feels betrayed by that line of thinking.
I feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism. And I don't want to put it on the movement because I believe you make your own choices.
No. You do not get a pass on this. What do you mean by you feel unbelievably betrayed by feminism, and yet you say you don't want to put it on the movement? What does it mean? The current situation that she finds herself in, that men just use her to pump and dump, the whole teaching that you don't need a man, that women can do it all, that family is a joke, that being a traditional woman, it's a joke. Now she said, I've been surrounded by this whole movement all my life. I don't want to put all the blame on the movement because I bear some of the responsibility for the choices that I have made. Is this what she's trying to say?
And I did write an article about the downfall of living a selfish, me-focused life. I mean, for me, it's definitely started to feel hollow and meaningless. And, it's taken me to this point in my life to realize that that's not a life that's going to bring you happiness. If I thought I would spend the rest of my life alone, if I didn't think that I would get married and have children, I would be devastated. I don't know. It is such a me-focused culture right now.
She said that her life started to feel hollow and meaningless at age 39. Well, I have the perfect example. My next door neighbor, she is 68. She never got married. She doesn't have any kids. She only has one older sister who is like 72. And my next door neighbor is in bad shape herself, and she's overweight on a wheelchair. She was in a car accident, and now she's bound to a wheelchair. She's got 17 cats. My wife and I go and visit with her from time to time so we can talk to her. We bring her some Thanksgiving plates, bring her some Christmas plates. My boys and I take care of her yard. She has cried to us many times saying how grateful she is that she has neighbors like us to look after her. But her biggest fear, she said, is that she's going to die and no one will know. And I tell my wife, this is pretty sad that this woman has come to a realization that this is inevitably going to happen. And the only way that we will find out that she's dead is when the house starts to stink and probably the cats are eating her. And she has told us many times that she regretted not to have a family, not to have kids, that she decided not to pursue that life. And this is the life that I envision for this woman. Unfortunately, the only way that she can get out of that is she finds a simp that want to take care of her, someone that she will settle for, so she will have some company and not wake up herself lonely every morning.
I just think a lot of us are missing out. I certainly have felt like that the last year and a half.
You already missed out. You had it at the tip of your fingers when you were 22, when you were married, when your husband told you that he wanted you to move with him to the small town to raise a family with a white picket fence. Everything that you not want, you had it at some point in your life, and you rejected all and abandoned all to become a city girl, to embrace feminism. Now that you are at age 39, you feel that you are missing out. Certainly, you already missed out. You had your chance. And you let all of that go to become the strong and independent boss babe who does not need a man.
I don't want to wake up at, 60 by myself and go, well, I had a lot of fun.
You are going to wake up at 60 saying that you had a lot of fun, that you did a lot of partying, a lot of clubbing, that you banged a lot of guys. You're also going to say at 60 that you regretted abandoning this husband of yours that you had when you were 22. Maybe I can convince my next door neighbor to give you some of her cats.
But when I was a little girl, it was like, and to be fair, I think this partly comes from coming from a divorced family and seeing my mom kind of handle a lot. I mean, I just saw a woman take care of a lot.
Well, there you have it. She was raised by a single mother. Her father was never in the picture, for what I can tell. She does not have the male perspective in life. She saw her mother taking care of everything, handled everything, plus the ideas of feminism that she was fed basically solidified that thinking, because she was seeing her mother taking care of everything. So she put two to two together and she bought into it. Part of the blame that she now has towards feminism has to do with her being raised by the single mother. This woman is the perfect example of a video that I made earlier when I said, when you are going to go on a date with someone, or you decide to make a woman your girlfriend, that in the screening process of this woman, you also have to screen her family. I also said in that video that if you are going to date or get together with a woman that was raised by a single mother, to avoid this woman at all costs. I'm not saying that all women that are raised by a single mother are bad, but the vast majority of all of these women had this kind of thinking because their father was never present in their life, so they don't have the perspective of the father of how a marriage is supposed to function. What are the roles of the husband and what are the roles of the wife in a marriage, in a relationship? She only has her mother's side. And this is the kind of woman that you are going to get in a relationship with that come from this kind of background. And so I say to you, young man, when you run into this kind of woman, it is preferred that you avoid a woman that was raised by a single mother. And I still stand firm on that belief.
But I was constantly fed this idea that women can do everything. We don't really need men. And I got that from so many of the women in my life, too. I mean, like I said, I do come from a very traditional family. So I wouldn't say so much from family, but just a lot of like the older women in my life. I kind of want to go back to some of those teachers and coaches and say, what the hell did you mean by that?
In other words, she was surrounded by a bunch of feminists, all this bunch of women, coaches, teachers, her mother, all of these women constantly feeding her that she does not need a man. And now that she is 39, that she already hit this wall, she feels like going back to those coaches and teachers and telling them, what the hell did you mean by I don't need a man? What the hell did you mean that I don't need to have a family? I don't need to have kids? That men are not needed, that we can do everything that men can. Did you think that she was saying what the hell to those coaches and those teachers when she was 20, when she was being fed all of those things? Hell no. Yeah, She should go back to every single one of those damn coaches and teachers and asking them what the hell. But now she has I would say, a responsibility to tell younger women to not buy into the feminism.
Women can't do it all. We can't. Such a lie.
No shit, Captain Obvious. Women can't do it all. That was a damn lie. And it took you all the way up to 39 years of age for you to realize that it was all bullshit. Everything that they sold you was a lie and you bought into it. Unfortunately, it's kind of late for this woman now. And I hope that a lot of young women don't buy into the crap that this woman bought into. And I hope that you young men also learn from this when it comes to screening women, that you do pay attention to the woman's background. Was she raised in a house where both mother and father were present? What the relationship was between her and her father especially? And you need to pay attention also the dynamics of the house when you get into a relationship yourself with her, because she's going to mirror her life and her marriage after her parents. And if she came out of a broken home, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to fix this woman, which is why I say it is better just to avoid it. I hope that this video has become a benefit to you young men and also to you young women. If you know someone that can also benefit from this, talk to them about it, send them the link, or bring them over here. I would love to have you guys here. You young men, you need to work out. You need to take care of yourself. You need to be in shape, put the damn controllers down, and go work out. Build yourself up. Learn about investments, learn about finances. Go out and hike, exercise. Do not give in to drugs and alcohol. They're just not good for you. You will regret them later on in life, and you're going to pay dearly with your health when you get old. I've seen people personally that have been affected by this. You do not want that, young man. You do not, and I do not want that for you. So take care of yourself. Always watch your six, and I'll see you next time.